Hi everyone, I'm Razia, and if you're new here, I'm here to help you make better skincare choices, so make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of my uploads, and also check me out over on TikTok and Instagram for more fun content as well. Winter has well and truly started, and this past June has been brutal. And I'm one of those very few people that actually really like winter, and even I'm like, wait a second, what is going on? This is a bit crazy. Just a little bit. And as if the cold weather wasn't enough to deal with, I'm sure a lot of you are also dealing with really dry skin. I've already had a couple instances where I wake up and I've just got really flaky eyelids. I don't know if this happens to anyone else, but when my skin is extremely dried out, that's the first place that shows really bad signs of dryness. I get really flaky eyelids, which is not a good look whatsoever. And I know I'm not the only one out there that's dealing with really dry skin this winter. Even if you're someone that typically doesn't have dry skin, during the winter time, it's not unusual to develop dry or dehydrated skin. So that brings me to the topic of this video, which is going to be all about taking care of your skin in the winter time. Personally, I am a big advocate of making some changes to your skincare routine throughout the year because there are seasonal changes. Your skin type can change throughout these seasons, so why wouldn't we match the products to our changing skin type? Of course, if you're finding that you don't have to make any changes whatsoever, then maintain whatever skincare routine you're currently using. You don't have to make any changes. It's just if you're feeling like your skin is changing and isn't really coping like it was a month ago, then some changes might really help you out. The first thing I'm going to touch on is the first part of your skincare routine, which is cleansing. The type of cleanser you use, the way you're cleansing, how many times you're cleansing in a day, all of this really can make a big difference in the dryness of your skin. If you're finding that now after using your foaming cleanser, your skin is feeling just a little bit too dry, then it might be time to switch to a more creamy type of cleanser. Creamy based cleansers do still clean the skin really well. They just don't leave your skin feeling too dry afterwards because they usually have more hydrating and more nourishing ingredients in there. And of course, because it's got that more creamy consistency rather than that foam, it's just less harsh on the skin. Of course, I do have some really good product suggestions for you all as well, and everything will be linked in the description just to make it easy for you to check them out. The chemist, the drugstore, whatever you want to call it, of course has really amazing options. So let's go over some of those first. You really can't make a video about dry skin without talking about CeraVe. They really have some great products, especially for dry sensitive skin. The famous iconic hydrating cleanser doesn't lather up at all. So if you're not used to using that type of cleanser, it might feel a little weird at first, but it does a good job of cleaning the skin without stripping it. This is actually the first CeraVe product I tried maybe 1 or 2 years ago, and I really liked it then, and I still really like it. Since then, CeraVe has come out with a bunch of other cleansers. One of their newer ones is the foaming oil cleanser. It's a regular cleanser you'd use as your second cleanse in your routine. It's just got some oils in there like squalane and triglycerides to keep the skin nice and nourished while you're cleansing. It does say foaming in the title. It does develop a nice lather. It's not a very heavy lather, but it does have a little bit of bubble action. So if you don't want to go full creamy based cleanser, maybe one of these more gentle foaming cleansers would be a good option for you. I find this one very gentle and very hydrating. I'm a huge fan of this cleanser. Cetaphil, of course, have their gentle skin cleanser. They actually recently reformulated a lot of their products. This gentle skin cleanser now contains niacinamide, panthenol and glycerin, so it's got even more beneficial ingredients than the previous formulation. It's got the same texture that the CeraVe hydrating cleanser does, so that really lotion creamy kind of cleanser that doesn't foam up and feels really gentle and nourishing on the skin. Another one from the chemist is the Bondi Sands Freshen Up Gel Cleanser. This is a gel cleanser and it does foam up when you do use it, but it's a really gentle formulation as well. So again, if you're wanting something that foams up while still gentle on the skin, this is a good one that you might want to check out. It also has really soothing ingredients in here as well. You've got aloe vera and calendula extract. This one I really like. It feels very soothing on the skin and cleans the skin really well without stripping it. It's quite a nice cleanser. I don't see a lot of people talking about this cleanser, and to be honest, it's pretty nice. I really like this one. And my last cleanser recommendation, if you're wanting to grab something from Sephora or Adore Beauty, we've got this Murad Hydration Prebiotic 4-in-1 multi-cleanser. Again, another creamy based cleanser that doesn't strip the skin. It's really nice and gentle. It's got prebiotic ingredients in there. It is a Murad one, so it's got a higher price point than the drugstore cleansers, of course. I quite like the consistency of this one. It's very nice and it's very gentle on the skin, and I find it does a very good job of cleansing as well. And that's all I have for you in terms of cleanser product recommendations. Switching up a cleanser can make such a big difference in your skincare routine. Another quick tip about cleansing that I'll touch on before moving on is maybe consider adjusting how many times a day you do cleanse, because washing your face really does dry your skin out, and I find that I don't have to wash my face more than once a day. I keep it to my nighttime routine. In the morning, I just rinse my face with water, and that is more than enough for me. So that might be something you might want to try out as well. If you're finding your skin is really drying out, maybe wash your face just once in the nighttime and see how you go with that as well. My next tip is in regards to adding hydration into the skin. My favorite way to do this is to actually layer multiple hydrating products onto my skin rather than just relying on my moisturizer to do all the work. This is especially beneficial if you're dealing with really dehydrated skin. You're starting to notice your skin is getting a little bit texturized because of how dry it is. Maybe you're starting to deal with flakes and peeling skin. Layering hydration makes such a difference. And the way I layer hydration into my skin is by using things like hydrating toners, hydrating serums before using my moisturizer. It's actually really amazing how much of a difference this can make. This method really works because these hydrating toners and serums are packed with humectants, things like glycerin, hyaluronic acid. These humectants work because they grab onto water molecules, and as they absorb into your skin, they take this water into the skin with them as well. And that's why after using humectant type products, your skin feels more hydrated and it feels really plump as well, because it's kind of been hydrated from the inside, if that makes sense. And then of course you apply a moisturizer over the top. Moisturizers have occlusive ingredients in them. Occlusives are basically ingredients that form kind of a seal over the skin, and this prevents water loss from occurring. And of course I do have some really good hydrating toners and really good hydrating serum recommendations for you as well. Let's start with toners. You really can't go past Laneige when it comes to really well made toners. The first one I have is, I mean, it's basically finished, but this is the Laneige Cream Skin Toner. If you've got really dry skin and it's starting to feel a little bit textured as well, this is a really good option for you. While obviously it is really liquidy and it is a toner, it's so hydrating, and when you apply it to the skin, your skin almost feels like you've just applied moisturizer as well. And because it makes your skin feel that way, it can really help with that texturized skin. It comes like this as a toner, or it also comes as a facial mist if you prefer using toners as a mist as well. And it does come in a mini size at Sephora, so if you don't want to commit to the full size, you might want to just trial the product out first. Consider getting the small size and see how you go with that before going for the full size one. Of course, while we're sticking with Laneige, we have the new Waterbank Revitalizing Toner. I did talk about this one in my previous video where I went over some of my best skincare picks of 2022. This Laneige Waterbank line in particular is really good. If you do want my full review of the line, check out that previous video. It doesn't have the same creamy feel that the Cream Skin Toner does, but it does really plump and hydrate the skin very well. And it does have fragrance in this one as well. So if you prefer fragrance in your skincare, or you don't mind fragrance, then that's another reason why you might want to check this one out. At Sephora, there's actually a mini collection available of the entire Waterbank line. So again, if you don't want to commit to the full size, you might want to grab the little sample pack, and that way you can trial everything out, and that way you can choose what you like from the line and grab the full sizes in that. I love when brands do that. It's so helpful. Another really good hydrating and soothing toner from Sephora is the First Aid Beauty Ultra Repair Wild Oat Hydrating Toner. First Aid Beauty make really good products for dry and sensitive skin, and they put oat kernel extract in, I think, almost all of their products. Oat is a really soothing ingredient, so if you deal with more irritation, more redness, putting oat into your skincare routine makes such a difference. And this is a really good hydrating, nourishing toner. It's white, so it's got a little bit of that milky kind of consistency, and really hydrates the skin very nicely. Obviously, CeraVe is a very well overhyped brand, but I think this is one of the products from the brand that doesn't get as much attention as some of the others, and it's really quite a nice product. It's more of an emulsion type of serum rather than a watery gel, and it's got your hyaluronic acid and a bunch of other humectants, as well as the ceramides in there, of course. and it's overall a really nice hydrating serum. This is a new one from the chemist. This is actually from QV Face, and this is their Hydrate and Renew serum. I've already gone through a bottle of this in the past month. I really like this one. This one's really hydrating, and it's also got really soothing ingredients in here as well. You've got niacinamide and panthenol in this one, which are both really good soothing ingredients and really good for hydrating and nourishing your skin barrier. First couple weeks of June, my skin really wasn't doing too well. I think that's when we got that first polar Arctic breeze or whatever they called it. My skin went from fine to not fine really quickly, and it was really dry, really irritated, flaky eyelids, all of that kind of stuff. And that's when I first started trialing this product, and it did such a good job at really soothing and keeping my skin very well hydrated. The next thing we're going to talk about to take your winter skincare routine to the next level is slugging. Slugging is one of those rare cases of when a skincare social media trend is not horrible. It's one of those trends that comes around every single year like clockwork when the northern hemisphere countries are going through winter. That's when slugging is always trending online, and we're over here in Australia melting through the summer, and everyone in America and the UK is talking about spreading Vaseline over their face. So what is slugging? If this is the first time you're hearing about it, slugging is basically just applying a really thick, usually petrolatum based product over your entire face. Slugging is basically the ultimate way that you can prevent water loss from happening in your skin. Yes, you might be using a really good moisturizer that's really nice and thick, using your hydrating serums and toners, but sometimes if you're living in a really dry area, maybe you've got the heating going on throughout the night, your skin can still be prone to drying out, and the only way, or the best way, that you can absolutely prevent this from happening is by locking it all into place with petrolatum. If you're not keen on the idea of spreading Vaseline all over your face, I mean, I don't blame you. There are some other options out there. QV, as part of their intensive range, has a ointment that contains ceramides and other ingredients, so it does have that same Vaseline-y type of consistency, but there's other nice ingredients in there as well. So it's like a boosted Vaseline. And of course, this wouldn't be a winter skincare video if I didn't bring Cicaplast up at least once. This is my go-to slugging product. It doesn't have that Vaseline type of consistency, but it is a really thick, occlusive product. So this is my slugging product of choice. It contains zinc and shea butter, which gives it that really thick consistency. So for me, it does a really good job at slugging. So if my skin's feeling a little extra dry, a little extra irritated, maybe I'm peeling and flaking in areas, this is my go-to product. I apply a nice layer of this all over the face as my final step in my skincare routine, and within days my skin is significantly better. And you might want to try this one out if you don't want to go in with Vaseline. And that's all I have for you for this one. I did want to talk about body care a little bit, but I have a feeling this video is running a little long and I don't want to bore you with super long videos. If you're interested in a dedicated body care video from me, please let me know in the comments down below, and let me know what types of things you want me to cover in that video. If you want me to cover things related to dry skin maintenance, or maybe you want me to talk about KP or body acne, let me know in the comments down below what you want me to cover, and I'll definitely get that video in the works for you as well. And if you did find this video helpful, please leave me a like down below. It really helps out my channel, and make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you in the next one.